Hey brothers and sisters, so more dreams and updates. I am actually homesick today. Um, I ended up hiring a couple girls for my job that after I hired them, realized they were one of them was coughing a lot, and then I realized I have the same address, and then I realized that I looked at the address and I realized that they're living at a young adult home that helps them transition out of poverty. Basically, we're technically not supposed to hire people in shelters, but these two slipped through the cracks, and then I got sick, but that's okay. God bless them. I'm glad that they're able to have jobs now. So anyways, homesick. Also today is the first day. Today was the first day of the Feast of Tabernacles of Sukkot. I think I'm saying that right. And you're technically actually not supposed to work today, so that's cool that I was able to rest today. I do have the whole week off going camping with my boyfriend, so that will be fun. Once I feel better. But as I was sleeping today and yesterday, I had some dreams that I want to share. So you guys know that in my last couple videos, I've talked about hurricanes. So how there's going to be more and more and more hurricanes. Well, actually, in my dream today, I saw a weatherman, and I saw the areas of the hurricanes, and he was just amazed. The weatherman was amazed, and he was looking all the way down to South America, around the United States, all the way to the northern part of the United States, and that part of the ocean, okay, on both sides, like California side, Pacific, and Atlantic. And he said that there were 4 major storms popping up. And then he was amazed at where they went. And from my perspective in the dream, it was obvious that they were being manipulated. The storms were being manipulated to go certain places. So the first, so he highlighted the storms that were popping up. There were 4 of them, and 2 of them came from the Pacific, and 2 of them were in the Atlantic. And the first one that came from the Pacific, it went up to north of California, and it actually ended up being a huge storm on Idaho, because apparently the intent is to ruin all of our crops. So it was on Idaho. It ended up, all the rain, all the flooding focused on Idaho. Okay? And then the next storm, it was really weird, and it was really obvious if we tracked this storm that it was manipulated. It started in the Pacific, and then it went real weird off course, bounced off all this stuff, and just decimated, I think it was Puerto Rico. Just destroyed it. It was it could have been Cuba, but I'm pretty sure it was that small. It could have been the Dominican Republic. I'm pretty sure it was Puerto Rico. But it was that area, and one of those basically islands, it just decimated. And it was it bounced off all these things and just went there, and it was really weird. It was a really weird storm. Then there were 2 storms in the Atlantic, and the first storm, it turned into a Category 1 or something, and it went back kind of the same place that Florence hit. And as it was turning on the news, it said something it was the hurricane turning, and there was a red outline and writing around the hurricane on the news channel, and it said small hurricane or something minor hurricane, but may trigger other larger hurricanes. And it was our pre-programming warning from these New World Order occultists that were going to decimate the country. So they were going to send a very small hurricane, and they were going to blame it for triggering bigger hurricanes. So people would be unprepared. But it would kind of give them a warning, so they wouldn't be held completely responsible for not warning people. It'd be because a small hurricane was they were yeah, it could. They'd be it could potentially, when it hit, they were it could potentially trigger bigger hurricanes, and then all of a sudden this huge hurricane, whole East Coast, without warning, besides that warning. And then it's like they couldn't say, we didn't tell you. But the news didn't tell anybody, it just happened. It just came really fast. And like the news people were shocked, they didn't know how it appeared. They were like amazed by it, and it like defied their scientific understanding and stuff like that. So that was the dream I had. It was very specific about the hurricanes. I have to share this stuff more and more because I ended up just having this in the back of my mind, and then it comes true. And then I feel really bad for not telling people, even though it doesn't make sense when I have it. So if you just have it in the back of your mind, I guess, maybe it'll help you like it does me. And then another thing that I have in the back of my mind from a dream is that Kroger will be the first grocery store to turn evil. Apparently they're going to start making headway to require the chip, or require a chip implanted, or I don't know, something really weird like that. Like they're going to be the first ones to require the mark of the beast. But I also heard that in a dream. Kroger will turn evil. Kroger was turning evil. And then I just did some research. This is just not dreams, but because I was looking into, people talk about Walmart and FEMA camps and stuff, I just typed in Walmart evacuation, North Carolina, and it was really strange what popped up. If you type that in, Walmart evacuation, North Carolina, there were, in the past 2 to 3 years, there have been, I want to say 8 to 10 instances around the East Coast, like Southeast Coast, like South Carolina and North Carolina, where Walmarts have been evacuated due to bomb threats, apparently. But then there were also like 3 other instances where there were fires that started in Walmarts and they were evacuated. So I feel like they're testing evacuations in Walmarts for some reason. So that was weird. And then what else did I look up? I looked up about Kroger because I was interested for my dream, and I found that Kroger and Walmart, maybe another grocery store, were suing Visa. But it looked like a publicity stunt. Like they were suing Visa, something to do with the new chip and them not requiring PINs. Some of them require signatures, some of them require PIN numbers when you insert your chip or whatever. But it looked like a huge publicity stunt to then go around, like, I don't know, there's some weird reason that they're making this public, that these grocery stores are suing Visa. I think, because they're talking about how it's not secure enough, that this new chip isn't secure enough with a signature, so they're going to need to make it more secure, and so that's when they're going to bring out the mark of the beast. So, like, starting to, like, promote that there's a lot of security flaws going on in the way that we buy food at grocery stores. So, yes, that is my knowledge for you today. Please stay hopeful, stay cheerful, because your joy comes from the Lord, and He will never leave you or forsake you. So there's really no reason not to be joyful and hopeful. And I did have a couple dreams with Jesus in them. Like, it was like He was there, but, like, I didn't, like, see His full face or anything. And He said He was leading us into a cave because He had to show us how the story ended, but that we were going to be okay, and it wasn't going to be, like, He was talking to His church, like, it wasn't going to be as bad as people thought it was going to be. We were going to be fine. He just had to show us the cave so He could show us how the story ended. So, yeah. All right, God bless you all. Amen.